I mean, is everybody here that's going to be here?
Yes.
Oh, they are?
Mhm.
Okay, all right, well, I have 1 minute. We'll wait till 6. I'll have to bang my mouse down for the gavel.
Yeah.
I just got a new Fitbit so I can tell the time.
Yeah.
My wife got me this for my birthday. Okay, I have 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the planning board meeting for September 17th, 2020 to order. And Pam, can you call the roll call?
Oh, Mr. Tuttle,
Here.
Mr. Stengel,
Here.
Mr. Harding,
Here.
and Mr. Bennett.
Yes, here.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to skip to item number 5.
First, can we get a motion to excuse Mr. Thompson from
Oh, yeah,
tonight's meeting?
yes. Let's have a, yeah. Do I have a motion to excuse? Who's missing? Who's missing?
Oh, Mr. Thompson.
Oh, Mitch. Oh, Mitch.
Mitch.
Oh,
Sorry.
Mitch, yeah. Do I hear a motion to excuse Mitch Thompson?
So moved. That was
Ed?
Ed.
All right, good deal.
I'll second.
Right. A motion was made by Mr. Stengel to excuse Mr. Thompson from tonight's planning board meeting. This was seconded by Mr. Tuttle. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to skip to new business so our guests can go down to Dinwiddie's. No, it's not Dinwiddie's anymore.
It's
is it?
not.
No, it's something else. Anyway,
All
right,
right,
so-
excuse me, are we going to approve the last meeting's minutes?
Oh, the minutes, yes,
oh,
sorry.
yes, yeah, oh, I did skip something. Yeah, okay, so do we have any discussion on the approval of prior minutes of August 25th, 2020? Any comments? I
No,
have none.
I'll make a motion to approve them if nobody has an objection.
Good deal. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
A motion was made by Mr. Tuttle to approve the minutes of August 20th, 2020. This was seconded by Mr. Stengel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Okay, we're going to skip old business for a second, and we're going to go down to item 5, new business. The replat of 2001 Highview Terrace, section 1 and 2, and the lot split 2002 Highview Terrace, section 4, lot 26B and 27A. Okay, Jessica?
Okay, so the first one we have for you is for Clemens Development. Lots 4D, 4E, 4F, and 4G are located in Sugar Creek Township. Lot 1F and 3E are located in the city of Bellbrook. Lots 4G and 4F are to be transferred only with the adjoining parcels. 4G will go to 1F and 4F will go to 3E. This creates one additional development site in the subdivision, which will be in Sugar Creek Township. Additionally, the replat proposes to dedicate the right-of-way along Little Sugar Creek Road and Sugar Maple Place. The replat also proposes to vacate the existing 50-foot landscape buffer along Lot 1F. The applicant is Clemens Development. The property is located where Terrace Creek Road intersects Sugar Maple Place and Highview Terrace in the most northern part of the subdivision along the boundary of Sugar Creek Township in the city of Bellbrook. So essentially, Rick is wanting to do this so he can clean up the parcels up there. This will temporarily create some landlocked parcels that won't be in the city of Bellbrook. There's only 2 small parcels that we're dealing with here in the city of Bellbrook. There are talks, Kara Tilford initially asked the city of Bellbrook if we would be interested in annexing the other small parcels in addition to some other parcels on the east side of Bellbrook that are owned by the city of Bellbrook, but they're in Sugar Creek Township. So this would help to clean up that area up there. And once that happens, they'll all be combined. And there is a restriction on the plat that prevents them from being sold without the other. So they, in a sense, they won't be landlocked, but the way it looks on the replat, they are. So I really see no issues with approving the replat after speaking to Rick before the meeting. So I'm gonna leave it up to the planning board to decide that. And if you have any questions, I would direct them to Rick.
My only question would be, if the hope is to annex those 2 little pieces anyway, why not do that first and then replat once, as opposed to annexing them and potentially having to replat the same area a second time?
Because that can be a more lengthy process. So I guess if they're wanting to get this done for whatever reason, and we'll do that, and then the developer can come back and replat later. So, but
So-
yeah,
So replatting first and then annexing would shortcut the procedure, is that correct?
yes, according to I guess what Barry and Rick Clemens have discussed. Barry from Sugar Creek Township.
You know, I was under the impression that the current city limit sign, as you're going down, you know, from Dodds going toward Highview Terrace, that the current city limit sign is not in the correct position. It should be moved further back. And I remember that from being on city council, that we had done something, I can't remember what, but I don't know, maybe I'm all wrong, but I thought the current city limit sign had to be moved back a bit to include some lots. Is that not true? This is way back when.
Well, I'm not sure if it has to do with a sign. I'm referencing the line that's drawn on the county GIS and the corporation boundary itself. So I'm not referencing the boundary limit, like per se out in the field. I'm referencing more parcel based, I guess you would say,
Okay,
from the county GIS. So
Yeah, this is John Brumbaugh. We have the annexation, the corporation line shown on the survey on the replat.
in that staff report, I highlighted it in red.
right, I have that in front of me, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason, I thought the sign was never moved to the proper place. But I might be all wrong on that. And I probably am.
Well, if we do annex that, it will get moved again. So
The bottom line, all we're talking about is 4G and 1F become one property and it stays in Bellbrook then, and 4F and 3E become one property and it stays in Bellbrook.
yeah. And to be honest, there is a small lot there right now, so it will not be any worse than it currently is. So there is a very small lot there. So really, this would just make that better in the end
So I
if
can't
it does
find
get
any
annexed
negatives.
and combined.
I can't find any negatives to this. It just
Yeah.
gives me comments.
I'm with Brady. Let's go ahead and clean this up.
And I agree.
I have no objections.
You'll hear a motion. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do the replat of 2001, section 1 and 2 first?
Yep.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to replat 2001 Highview Terrace, section 1 and 2?
So moved.
Second,
Seconded.
Brady, okay.
Okay.
Roll call.
A motion was made by Mr. Stengel to approve the replat number 20-01 of Highview Terrace, section 1 and 2. This was seconded by Mr. Harding. Mr. Stengel,
Yes.
Mr. Harding,
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle,
Yes.
and Mr. Bennett.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, the other thing we have is a lot split. We've done this many other times. Lot split 2002 Highview Terrace, Section 4, Lot 26B and 27A. Jessica,
The request is to replat what is currently 27A and Lot 26B to accommodate for the drive that crosses into Lot 26B from Lot 27A. The applicant is Haley Dusa Group. The owner is Gregory Coons. The property address is 1852 Sugar Maple Place. The property is located approximately 860 feet north of the intersection of Sugar Maple Place and River Birch Drive. The applicant, of course, as stated before, the applicant wishes to replat this in order to accommodate the drive that crosses into the adjacent lot. And in the staff report, there should have been an image that shows that the drive does cross into that other lot. The recorded easements, there is a 12-foot easement in front of the properties as well as a 10-foot easement along the side yards of the lots. However, the most current plat doesn't make it clear if the utility easements, if they're utility easements or drainages easements or both. Staff sees no issues with the proposed replat, and I'm gonna leave it up to you to decide.
I mean, if the driveway crosses the property line, I'm okay with a replat for that purpose to correct that.
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Agreed.
Is there any more discussion?
I don't have anything. This is, we've done this many times before.
Yes, we have. Okay, do I hear a motion for lot split 2002 Highview Terrace, Section 4, Lot 26B and 27A? Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Got to that first.
Who was first? Yeah.
And, okay.
And do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
A motion was made by Mr. Stengel to approve lot split 20-02 Highview Terrace, Section 4, Lot 26B and 27A. And this was seconded by Mr. Tuttle. Mr. Stengel,
Yes.
Mr. Tuttle,
Yes.
Mr. Harding,
Yes.
Mr. Bennett.
Yes. Okay, I think the gentlemen involved can go home. Maybe they are home. Thank you for attending.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks.
Okay, now we'll go back to old business, review of zoning code, chapter 14, 54.01, registration of abandoned properties. And I want to ask Jessica real quick about that abandoned property on Dane, I think it's Dane Lane, is it? You know anything about that?
Yeah, so that property is, the owner lives in Texas. There is a warrant out for his arrest, and that's where that stands. So we mow the grass, but because there's a warrant currently out for his arrest, and we've already taken it essentially to court, there's not much more that we can do with that. That's why we have these, we have this registration in front of you with stricter fines and stricter registration requirements to try to get that person to perhaps maybe want to sell that lot in the future rather than just sitting on it. Because right now it's cheaper for them to just deal with maybe our $250 fine than it is to sell the property. So.
Yes, I agree. I don't think our fines are steep enough, which would prompt people to do something with their vacant properties. So anyway, is there any discussion on on abandoned properties?
I think Denny may have asked this question at the end of the last meeting. How many abandoned properties are there in the city of Bellbrook?
You know, I don't have a number right offhand, but I would say 20 to 30. I don't have a number right offhand. Some of them I don't even really know about until someone reports it to me. Unfortunately, not to throw anyone under the bus or anything, some staff report before me didn't keep adequate records. So I'm kind of working backwards and trying to reverse engineer some stuff. So I kind of have to, I create my own abandoned property registration list and go from there essentially. So.
In the document we got this, yesterday, I'm assuming the red writing is what we would like to add to the code.
Yeah, so if it's red or blue, I think that's new added. And if it's underlined, that's
Right.
new added. And anything crossed out is removed.
Okay, and where did this wording come from? Did it come from other cities' codes? Who's the author of these changes?
So partially myself and Melissa Dodd, and as well as other cities' codes.
And this is a work in progress, right? I mean,
Correct. You guys don't have to make any decisions on this tonight. Matter of fact, I would rather you didn't, so you have more time to actually look at it.
So this
And
is basically a review of the new language.
Yeah.
And then if you, even before the next meeting, if you have run into any questions or anything, go ahead and email those in. So if there's things that need to be researched, it gives us time to research those. And then before the next meeting, we can get an updated draft out to you. I do apologize for the lateness. I have everyone reminding me not to schedule 3 meetings in 1 week again. So it's been a rough couple weeks here.
That's quite all right, Pam. Yeah,
So
on the
if we have any-
on the Dane Lane property, I think I know the people in Texas want what a normal house would sell for. But there's raccoons living in this particular
Yeah.
house.
So that's a situation where if we are able to put it on the property tax to a certain point, maybe at that point, the city could sue for that value of the property tax. And if they don't respond, are we able to take the property at that point and then do something with the property? Because the language in here states that we're able to access these fines onto their property taxes.
So who put out the warrant for their arrest?
That would be the Greene County. So we sent it to Greene County and they did.
The Greene County prosecutor did that?
Yep, correct.
Okay. So the likelihood of them being prosecuted in Texas,
Slim to none
slim to none, right?
because they're in Texas.
But if they ever step foot in Ohio,
If they ever get caught in Ohio.
Yeah.
caught in Ohio. Okay, yeah, anyway, I've looked over all the changes and it looks like a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and then after this, we'll actually be working on the property maintenance section. So this is the first step, and then the property maintenance section would be next too. So
Good deal. All right.
Just to be
So if
clear,
we-
this part- I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, just real quick, if we have any questions or potential changes on this, would you prefer not to do it here now and just do it?
No, you,
yeah,
I mean,
you
if
can just,
you had a chance to look over it and you have items you want to go ahead and start us documenting, we're fine with that. You don't have to wait. It's just we're not looking for.
yeah,
a
we're not
vote.
expecting you. We gave this to you such short notice. We're not expecting anything from you today, essentially.
I didn't make it through the whole thing, but I just saw one thing that was here. One of the red changes stood out to me. It had to do with the residential properties shall maintain homeowners insurance.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I think I thought I remembered from my time residential related stuff, that there's actually a vacant homeowners insurance. There's
Is
a
there?
different policy.
Okay, so maybe we'd change the
Owner occupied
language,
insurance.
vacant homeowners insurance.
I just, it's a different liability
Yeah.
coverage, I think, if I remember correctly. Like I
That's
just,
basically what we're trying to say is that they don't need to have like $1 million policy, but they need to have some sort of like liability coverage. You know?
yeah. And essentially the insurance company just needs to know it's vacant because they write the policy differently.
Yeah, okay. So I'll look that up and see if there is like specific like vacant homeowners insurance plan or something like that.
Yeah. And I could be wrong. I thought I remembered that. I was just thinking that if that's the case, which I think I remember,
No,
then
there probably is.
I just think it should be written that way. But that was all I had.
I just wanted to add a couple of words also to 1454.05C, which is for all pools, ponds, and water features. I would change that to the end and say shall be kept in a safe, secured, and sanitary condition.
Safe
Secured.
and sanitary. Okay. Anything else?
I haven't had a whole lot of time to dive into it, but I'll look more over
Okay.
the course of the next few days.
Any more discussions on the abandoned properties issue?
Not here.
Okay, let's move on to open discussion. Any open discussions?
I don't have anything today.
No, I'm good.
Good. And I have nothing also, and so do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
All right, a motion was made by Mr. Stengel to adjourn tonight's meeting. This was seconded by Mr. Tuttle. All in favor?
hi. We
Thank you all so much.
spent 20 minutes, that's not bad.
I love those.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome. You all
Thanks,
have a good night.
everyone.
Have a good evening.
Night.